Okay, so you're welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to show you how to optimize your image using Cloudinary. So the first thing we want to do is to install our Cloudinary React. Of course, like I explained in class, Cloudinary optimizes our images and videos and music, but for this case I'm showing how to use image by saving large images on a server. They will now load the images from those servers as URL. That way, the many images that we have on our project, like this. Look at this, your final project. You see it's an e-commerce website and it's filled with what? Various images. That way these images will not add to the final bundle of your application, and thereby optimizing your React application. So that's what I want to show you. So the first thing we're going to do is to install this package. So npm install Cloudinary React, but let's open the documentation first. So we'll come to another tab here, put our npm run npm Cloudinary React. So it's already on my history. So npm Cloudinary React, so it types exactly like this. You hit enter, then you choose the first link. Then the next thing you want to do is to copy this. You need to install this. So I'll do my Ctrl+C. So we'll not wait for it to load. So do my Ctrl+C, copy that, then go to your terminal. So you drag up your terminal, so I'm going to clear this one. Type that other place. So I'm going to clear this one. So then I'll paste that in I copied from the web page now. npm is install Cloudinary React. I'll hit enter. So while it's installing, let's look at the documentation. So remember, npm install Cloudinary React. So the documentation, they'll show you how to use this package. Now we want to use just the image like this, but we need our cloud name, we need the image public ID, which we can use as our URL. Then we're not going to scale down the image or to transform it, so I don't think we need this one. But if you want, the example is here, you can actually do all of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this line of code. First of all, I'm going to copy this line of code, Ctrl+C. Then I believe you must have opened, so it has finished installing, so I believe you must have opened your VS Code. So you need to open your VS Code. Then let's use another one. So let's say we want to add this to I want to add this. Let's see the page that we have on our routes. So let's add this to blog page. So let's look go to our blog page. On our blog page you will see something. Our blog page is already cluttered. Let's add that in our basic page. So let's go to our basic page. Basic. So in our basic page I want to do that. So I'll paste that URL, what I copied, Cloudinary, import Cloudinary video and this from this. So you know, it just destructuring from that. Then the next thing I need to do is not here. I need to go back to that documentation and copy this sample code. There's here. Control C. So I'll go back to my VS Code, and I think we didn't learn anything from here, so let's save that. Then I'll come down to where I want the image to show, which is here. So just put adding image from Cloudinary. So I'll paste that. Okay, so we have this basic, yeah, but we need our cloud name and the public ID. So the next step now for us is you need a Cloudinary account if you don't have one. Then so I'll show you how to create one. Then you log into your dashboard. Then we'll continue with the next process. So we need to get, okay, the next step is we need to get our images that we want to upload to our Cloudinary. Then you're going to sign up to Cloudinary, then just follow me along. So let's go back to our e-commerce website. Let's say I want to get some images. So let's say I want to add these 2 images now. So I'm going to hold my control and double tap here. So you notice that when I double tap, it shows me the image here, but I'll go to the import, click on plus, preview, and make sure that's the image I want. So I'm going to export as SVG. So I mean as PNG rather. So I already have a folder where I want all my images to be saved for this project. So I'm going to go to my home, downloads. I have it saved in my e-commerce. Where is that? Yes, e-commerce YT2. So I have it saved here. So I've saved that. So I'm going to double click on this too. So I will see image 8. So I have the image now. So I'm going to export. So stay in that folder. So I'm done with that now. So what I'm going to do now is to open this up on my PC in my download. Notice, so if you're using Windows, this step is where you saved your image, where you downloaded your images, you just open them. So I've opened them on my PC where I know I saved them. Then these are the 2 images. So the next step now is to create so excuse me, is to create our Cloudinary account, which I guess you don't have, then we'll try to upload this. So for your final project, all these images here, this is how you download them manually and try to upload them so that your work will be highly optimized. So we'll move to another tab. You search for Cloudinary. Just search for Cloudinary login. So once you look at this Cloudinary login, you click on the second one, Cloudinary. Then you click on this sign up for free. So I'll click on that sign up for free. So in order for your sign up to be smooth and easy, just sign up with Google or with GitHub if you're already logged in. If you follow the manual process, it might take a little bit longer. So once you're done with that, you will click on this login. Then I usually log in with my email. So I'm going to log in with my email. Then I'll choose the email I want to log in with. So if you're not logged in with your email to that your browser, you cannot have this feature. So I'm going to click again. So I'm going to press continue. So it's taking me now to the Cloudinary dashboard. So it's taking me to the media library. So this is the page I expect you to arrive, but if it does not take you there, you'll find your way to this media library. So it's always on the down part, so you just click on media library. Or I left this link on our Telegram page, so if you find it very hard to get to this page, you can click on this link on our Telegram group. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is want to upload these two images. So you click on this upload here, then you say drag and drop assets here. So it will not allow you to drag in folders. So all you need to do is to select the two images that you want to drag, and I'm going to drag that now to my browser. Then I'm going to drop here. So notice it has started uploading. So processing, uploaded 1, uploaded 2, and that is done. So once you click on done. So the next thing now, to see those images that was just uploaded, you click on assets, so you see the two new images. The ones I uploaded yesterday in class was these two. So this one is the two images. So we want to add this, but we need our cloud name. So I think our cloud name is this one. So I'm going to copy this, do my Ctrl C, just copy that, so just right click that. So that is my cloud name. So I'll go back to my basic and paste that. Then here are the images. So let's refresh. Okay, so let's refresh the page. Now we copied the cloud name earlier, which is this. The next thing I want to copy is the URL for this. So I'll copy this, I'll come here and I'll paste that here, so that will serve as the public ID. So I'll do my Alt Z. Then I need to show another image of this, so I'll do my Shift Alt arrow down. So the public ID remains the same. The cloud name remains the same. So all I need to do is to copy the URL for this. So it has been copied. So I come here. I will now replace this with the public ID. So I'll do my Ctrl V. So if I save that now, go to my browser, on my basic page, you notice I see this. But now you see this image just loaded like that, very fast. Now what if I want to increase the width? And now, even though it's but the image coming from a server, it has done one part of the optimization. Now the second part of the optimization is to lazy load if the image is not in focus. So what that means is that it's only when we scroll down that we have to see this, that this image will load in our presence. It's not just load like that. So we need to add another attribute here to the image. Add that loading, then we just put lazy. So once we add this now, you notice that our image will lazily load. So let's refresh the page. Then this one has loaded because it's in view. Let's see the next one. So I think it has already been saved to crash, so that is why it's not doing that. So let's add another image. So Shift Alt arrow down, public ID is the same. So I'll come to my image again and add this. So let me add this one to copy URL. So I remove this URL, do my Ctrl V. So this one is quite long, and Ctrl save. So if I do that, I come here and notice that the loading is now lazy. So if I do that, so that has lazy loaded. Then let's go to the next one. You see, I think that lazy loading is not actually working. So I think I'll remove this other part. I think this transform is making it not to lazy load. So Ctrl D, remove that. Okay, so let's actually see how this works. Then this should be a self-closing tag, so I remove all this other one. Ctrl D, Ctrl D. Then so let's save that. So let me refresh just to be sure. Then let's scroll down. I think the image has already loaded. So let's just hope I'm not doing anything wrong. So let me verify from this one. Have our image, public ID, then we have our loading lazy. Okay, so I think the network is kind of fast now, so it should be lazy loading. Let's see the about. Okay, I've commented them out. Okay, so I think this should be working. I think the network is a little bit fast than it was in yesterday's class, but we've actually done what we are supposed to do to lazy load them. So this one is between view, so it has loaded. So let's see. Okay, the network is a little bit fast, so it's not we are not actually seeing the effect of the lazy loading, but we have actually done that. Okay, so that is how we do this is how we add our image from the Cloudinary in a more optimized form. Of course, from our yesterday's class, if you want this to actually be full screen, just like this, in case you don't want it like this, so what you need to do, you can use since we have already connected our table in there, so I can use my class name here. So class name, just put the width should be full and the height should be like if I do this now, that image that was half before, less than half, is going to stretch. You see how I stretch? So 50 view height looks small for it, so I'm going to use 100. So you notice how it looks now. So this is how you can increase your image size in case you want. But you notice that this image was originally designed to be small, so that's why it looks blurry. So but just to show you in case you want to do that. So that is how we add our images using Cloudinary. Now for a project like this, you notice that adding your public ID here can actually make your markup to be so disorganized. It looks so unkept, not neat, like this one that we did in the class yesterday. So you see that this one looks more neat than this here. So let's try to do something like this. So to do something like this, you can decide to use the data. You can decide to use the date object like this. I mean the data file like this. So I'm going to use that now because this other file I want to use here does not have a folder. So I can use the first method I showed you, which was this one. Let me use this one. So I'm going to create a new file here called basic.json. So this is where all the basic data I want for my JSON will be. So I just want the images resources. So inside these images I'll have an object. So inside this object I have my cloud name. So this cloud name of course will be the cloud name that is constant here. So I send this cloud name. So I just do Ctrl C and I'm going to in double quote, you know, this is a JSON file, so I paste this. Then I'm going to have image 1, so you can call it whatever you want to call it, but this is just use image 1. Then so the image can have some other stuff, like it can have a text or description, but you can, if that is the case, you can create it as an object. So let me use that. So URL, then in double quotes I will now cut the URL for that image. So I'm going to do CTRL-X, then I'm going to paste here. Then the image can also have something like a description. So description, I have that here. Just put text for now. So that's what you do. That's what sorry. So that's what we'll do for our image 1, image 2, and image 3. So this is my image 2, image 3. So for my image 2, I'm going to cut this one here. So I'm going to cut this one here. CTRL-X. Come here, I change the URL. Ctrl-V. Then lastly, we cut it here. Control X, then we add that here, so Control V. Okay, so next we change this to image 3. Okay, now so we have this our JSON file ready. Then we don't need another command here because there's nothing below, so it's not clean, so we can save. So in our basic folder, how do we use this? So we just come to the top here and import this. So we are not using this video and transform, so let's remove them. So the next I want to do now is I want to import, then I'm going to the structure from. Now this is very important. We need to do our dot and / continuously or in chain until we get to this data file. So dot and / dot and / so we have that now. Then go inside our data, then we have our basics.json. Then I need to destructure the images. Now inside the images, if I want to also destructure the image 1, image 2, image 3, I can put another bracket here. So instead of this, I put another bracket here, but let's just make it simple. So we have this here. So what I'm going to do now is, for this my cloud name that is the same here, so press my Ctrl D, Ctrl, just for my alt and click those. Then I want to enter my JavaScript environment, so I'm going to type images here dot cloud name. So I've added that. Then the next thing I want to do is, for this my public ID, I'll enter my JavaScript environment, images dot image what, image 1 dot URL. Remember, that's what we want here. Then for the second one, you guessed it, that's what we are going to do. So images dot image 2 dot URL. So if you want to use the text, so images dot image 2 dot text. So lastly, we are going to do this. Images dot image 3 dot URL. Now this looks a little bit neater than the former one, so let me format my document. So it looks a little bit neater than the former one. So now, one of the advantage of actually saving your files, including any of these texts that you have here, I can save it as a file inside my basic, so that in case I want to make any change, I don't have to come back to the code again. All I need to do is to come to the JSON file or the external file and just change it. So if we actually want to use if I actually want to edit all these things using an external file, I'll prefer the JSON file. But if you just for a data file, just a quick area. So in short, the JSON file is good for this type of work, because it actually puts your JavaScript files away from your data file away from your source file. So it's actually nice. So you notice that by the time we save and refresh, notice we're having the same output. There is no error, because it's reading the URL from that, and the internet is fast, so that's why you're not seeing it lazy loading. So as long as there is a fast internet, there's no need for it to actually lazy load. But when the internet is slow, then you see it lazy loading. So that is it for how to add your images using Cloudinary. The last thing I want to show is I think I'll do this one tomorrow in class. It's how to bring out this. You already know how to do this from your knowledge of JavaScript and React. So let's keep this video as simple as possible. So thank you guys. Time tomorrow in class, we're going to do this. So that is it for this part of the video. Thank you, and see you today in class, which will actually be, or in our next class, which will actually be next week. Okay, that is it for now.